long as you're an adult in Nigeria, at some point in time, you probably have felt that your government didn't care about you. Be it politically, in education, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of even the health system. At some point in time, Nigeria happened to you. Look at people in school. There are strikes. Nigeria happened to them. People go to the hospitals and they don't get proper health care. Nigeria happened to them. When children are traveling from one place to the other and they don't get there safely because of bad roads and potholes, and fathers died because Nigeria happened to us. You're traveling and you're afraid, your heart is in your mouth because you don't know if you're going to be kidnapped. It's because Nigeria happened to us. Nigeria is a very beautiful country, and I want to be quoted as saying, beauty is Nigeria. When you look at all our different faces, different cultures, we are good people generally. But like I said, Nigeria happened to us, and it would seem as though our government doesn't really care about us. I say this because even just in recent time, we've been plunged into what everybody's on, everybody's subsidy removal. I deliberately asked, that's not even my topic, we haven't gotten there yet, but I'll be fast. I asked for is it on? I asked for a projection of a woman. Can we see her? What do we see? I see a baby on her back. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Am I wrong? Yes or no?
You are right.
I'm right. I can see her carrying load, heavy load. I can see her walking with a certain type of determination in her face. I can also see her holding the flag of the Nigerian Labour Congress. To her, that probably seems like the only freedom of expression that she could express herself yesterday. Clearly, she's not rich, is she? Does she look like someone who is rich? Nigeria happened to her. And if you look closely, the determination on her face to reach a certain destination where there is hope, where her life can be better. If you ask that woman, she's probably not even thinking about herself. She's probably thinking about that child on her back. That's why she would leave her menial job. Maybe she fries akara. Maybe she sells moi moi. Maybe she just sells rice on the street. She would leave that and go and protest because she wants her child to breathe. Let the poor. So, my topic today is violence and elections. Revving up participation of women in the electoral process. But when I got here, I don't know why the struggle to breathe became what I renamed what I'm going to talk about. We cannot keep doing the same things over and over again and expect different results. Thankfully, this is a democracy and our voices must count. With the last administration, we were told that 133 million Nigerians were plunged into poverty. And the World Bank also stated, yes, removal of subsidy, we all know that it was imminent, had to happen. But we would have expected that the government do it in stages, in batches, so that you wean the people off gently. I'm glad I can see many of us who are mothers here. I'm a mother, and I was very pro 6 months breastfeeding. As in, my child, there was no water for 6 months, strictly breastfeeding. We know how we wean our children. We don't just do it like that, step by step. Because the child's stomach will just be eroded if you introduce solids immediately. So you don't just take out the subsidy and erode the stomachs, erode the bank accounts of Nigerians, just like that, step by step. Nobody's saying don't take it out, but there should have been a cushioning effect to show that the government really cares about us. It would interest you to know that the World Bank said the removal of subsidy would now include 7 million plus Nigerians into poverty, adding to the 133 million. So we're talking about, approximately 120 million Nigerians plunged into a life of hardship, a life of uncertainty, a life where you don't know where you get the next meal from. And those type of situations give rise to insecurity, give rise to crime. Those type of situations give rise to out of school children. It will interest us to know that about 90% of the time, and I want all of us to look back at our lives, and let's be real here. A woman is more likely to be pulled out of school to be a carer, to be a nurse, even though she doesn't have qualifications, to be a cook, because maybe somebody at home is sick. I lie? There are times that we've had to leave what we're doing to go and tend to sometimes family members and uncle, whether nuclear or extended. So a woman's life is more likely, 90% more likely, to be interrupted than that of her counterparts as a man. And it's something that we need to look into, because I think the solutions are easy, but do we have the political will? Do our leaders have the leadership will? COVID taught us many things, that you can do school remotely. So if, for example, you must take out your daughters from school, then why not let her have class online so that she's not missing out on an education? It is said very, very clearly, it is said that train up, educate, empower, I'm paraphrasing, a woman, and you have trained up, empowered, and educated a nation. Just one woman. That is how powerful we women are. I think this is a great time to give ourselves a round of applause for just being women. Women are courageous. We saw the case of the Vice Chancellor in the Federal University, Minna, where she refused to announce what was not there. So far, I think she's the only person that stood against what she knew was wrong. She stood against it and said, I will not announce. She did not allow pressure. So women are courageous. Women are more likely to be diplomatic in situations than men. A woman is most likely to use diplomacy, to use a softer voice, to use a softer way to get her point across, to get the message across, and to get what is needed. So there is power in women. INEC registered over 93.4, if I'm not wrong, registered voters for the 2023 elections. And somewhere in my notes, but if my head tells me correctly, about 44 million plus were women. So if you divide that, 93 divided by 44 million, 93 million divided by 44 million, women almost hit 50%, almost 50% of registered voters. But then what happened? There was voter apathy. Out of 93 million plus voters, only about 24.9 million people came out to vote. Why is the question that we must ask. Like I said, the willingness of our leadership to support women has been very low. When you look at the 10th Assembly, only 3 women made it to the Senate. When you look at the 9th Assembly, I think it was just about, was it 9 or 11 women that participated. So when women came up with a bill in 2016 talking about gender and women inclusivity, let me, so that I'm not misquoted. Gender and equal opportunity. It was shut down. And naturally so, because we didn't have enough women to represent, enough women to have a voice. Anybody who knows what democracy is, it's a game of numbers. So when you have just 11 women and 109 men, obviously their votes will override ours. We were not asking for equality with men. We were asking for just the opportunity. So basic, and that is something, because I got a lot of people saying, oh, women want to be like men. They want, no. There's some of us who were raised better than that. There's some of us who think differently. But if there's an opportunity, there should be the level playing ground. So if that girl is intelligent, if that girl has a bright future and has shown herself an exceptional person, she should have the opportunity to continue. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking to be equal. Well, I know I'm not. But it is important that girls are given the necessary opportunity to flourish. Tradition, culture, some people will call it religion, have come to change those narratives. But then again, the more of us that stick together and bind together, we have the opportunity to change our narrative and to change what our realities are. One step at a time, one voice at a time, coalition at a time. Obviously, we know that we need the support of our families, both male and female. Women need to mentor each other better. Women need to support each other more. And so men should also do so. It will surprise you to know, many women don't know this, and they've kept this secret from us a long time. Many women don't know that we have the highest spending power in the world. Women might not be the ones who are in the offices. We might not be the ones who are heading certain boards, even though women have started making good trajectory in leaps and bounds. But the truth of the matter is, women have the highest spending power in the world. And I want to take a poll. How many men go to the market? How many physically go to the market? Okay, I agree that you do, but do you do it every day? Who does the negotiations? Women, most of the time, a man will say, here is the money, this is part of what I'm giving you, go to the market. She does the negotiating. A lot of the time, even the school fees, women are the ones who are given the responsibility. Even if the husband has said, okay, this is the 20,000 naira, this is the 100,000 naira. She's the one given. So women do not realize how powerful they are in the market space. All over the world, we have more women entrepreneurs. And that is what keeps any economy going. That Mekose, that woman selling akara, she's very important. That small scale business is very important. Most have more women who are teachers. I remember when my son was much younger, it was a principle of the school that up until they are in year 4, they don't have male teachers. Because it has been found in research that when children are taught by women from nursery school, from play class all the way to year 4, the children tend to do better. Why? Because women are natural nurturers. Nobody teaches a 3-year-old girl to hold a baby and want to back her doll. It comes naturally to majority of women. So there's a lot of power. There's a lot in what the future holds for women. And with that, I'd like to round up.